Boosted accounts in Marvel Strike Force. Some accounts are receiving more experience than others, and it's a hot topic at the moment, one that makes me a little upset to be honest. And I know what some of you may be thinking. Wait a minute, doesn't this guy have a boosted account? And yeah, I do, but I'm still upset. Upset that these snitches are gonna get my sweet experience buff yoinked from me. All they had to do was keep their mouths. Alright, now, all jokes aside, this boosted account thing is a serious topic, and the complaints from players are 100% warranted. In this video, I'm going to be going over what my thoughts are on the matter, and even though I have a boosted account, I think some of my opinions might be a little surprising. Alright, with all that said, let's get into it. Now, the first thing I wanted to get out of the way is, did I know I had a boosted account? And the answer is yes, I did. See, I started a YouTube channel aimed at giving advice to new players because I have a lot of experience in the early game. So I immediately noticed the level experience was a lot faster than any of my previous accounts. What I didn't know is that not everyone was having the same experience. If I did, in my previous videos, I wouldn't have made statements such as, you should reach level 50 in the first 2 weeks, or level 60 in the first 30 days. So if my information gave you false expectations of what you will experience in Marvel Strike Force, then I do apologize. I had no idea that not everyone was on the same playing field, and hopefully Scopely can make this right, as Marvel Strike Force is a great game, and I would hate to see players leave due to this. So let's talk about my account a little bit. I'm currently at 43 days played, and I just hit level 70. I usually only use 50 cores a day on energy refreshes. However, we did have that increased experience event a while back. That has also probably altered how new accounts usually would progress in this game. But level 70 in 43 days is actually pretty crazy. It took me just over 30 days to farm 5 characters to 6 stars, level 65 gear tier 12. I mean, progressing that fast has to be great, right? Well, yes and no. It's not without drawbacks. Now, this is not me complaining. Let me explain what I mean. I'm an experienced player. I had a good idea of what characters I was farming to 6 stars, and how to efficiently invest my resources to make sure I was ready for Dark Dimension 1 as soon as I unlocked it. And I was still a few days late. Now, this in itself isn't the problem. The problem with leveling this fast is, although experience is gained at a much faster rate, resources are not. Gold, training mats, ability mats, gear, it all gets more expensive the higher the level. Which brings me to an important topic. Do I think leveling in Marvel Strike Force should be this fast? And oddly enough, the answer is no, I don't. Not unless Scopely are willing to make some drastic changes to the new player experience. This would mean giving new players an abundance of resources to allow them to build their roster as it progresses so fast. Personally, this is exactly what I think they should do. But let's not forget that Scopely's main priority is to make money, and I don't think they're gonna let us have our cake and eat it too. However, I do think a middle ground can be achieved where new players can reach the end game faster and Scopely can make some coin at the same time. So, after asking around and getting some feedback from players with and without boosted accounts, I got pretty much the same response from both sides. Non-boosted accounts wish they were leveling faster, and boosted accounts wish they had more resources to actually build the characters to their current level. So both sides have their issues. Granted, one is like waking up Christmas morning to a brand new remote controlled car, but your parents forgot to include the batteries. The other is like finding out Christmas existed this whole time and your parents lied to you about it. But now the cat is out of the bag and everyone knows Christmas exists, but only some are getting presents. So, what should Scopely do to make this right for the players that have already been affected by this? This isn't accidentally giving out some Spider Weaver shards or stuffing up some store candy currency. It's difficult to go over all the ways this may have affected some players. For example, let's say 2 accounts started on the same day. One boosted, the other not boosted. The boosted account is level 70 and the non-boosted account is level 50 or 55. The level 70 boosted account has had access to game modes, stores, events and rewards that the level 50 account has only just gained access to or still doesn't have access to. As a perfect example, if an account had started at the same time as mine but wasn't boosted, chances are they might have missed out on unlocking Forge or Sunspot or Gwenom, Red Goblin and Void Knight. Whereas I have all of them unlocked and I'm already building them. Plus, I've completed Dark Dimension 1 and unlocked Kestrel, while the level 55 hasn't even unlocked Cosmic Crucible as they stare down my 3 red star Robbie Reyes in Arena. I mean, I'm kidding, of course. The poor non-boosted account isn't even close to my rank in Arena. My teams are stronger and I have access to more characters, meaning I'm earning more cores per day. But this boils down to a lot more than just cores. Gold, ability and training materials, gear, store credits, red star orbs, Stark Tech upgrades, ISO 8 materials, game modes, rewards from events, the list goes on. And it's impossible to even begin to calculate any sort of compensation that might make this less egregious. But here's the thing, they have to do something, and a lot of players are upset, and rightfully so. It's even come to the point where some people are re-rolling new accounts until they get one with a boosted experience. And I don't blame them. However, it is something I would be a little cautious about, as Scopely could take away or nerf this experience boost at any time. I really hope they don't. I hope they can figure something out to make this right for the players that have been affected by this. What that is, I have no idea, but I think it's probably going to take them a while. It's a pretty big issue. However, in my opinion, this is not actually the biggest issue Scopely faces right now. Right now, Scopely is at a crossroads in regards to how to approach the new player experience. They have boosted accounts and non-boosted accounts, and their decision on how to compensate the non-boosted accounts will be based largely on what future experience they want new players to have. As I've stated, they aren't going to let us level up really fast and give us heaps more resources to deal with the fact that we are leveling up faster. They have time heist and other offers to sell. They either nerf the experience gain and compensate players heavily, or they keep the experience gain for all players going forward, compensate the ones that have been affected already, and also up the amount of resources provided to new players. However, I'm sure there is a third option that they will go with. Only time will tell what that is. Now, I just hit level 70 and unlocked Dark Dimension 2. I'm 43 days in and I haven't even been going hard on cores for leveling. But as stated in my beginner guide series, to be efficient, we should only try spending a maximum of 1,075,000 gold per day, as that's the last milestone that gives power cores as a reward. I've been doing this. In fact, I've actually gone over 2 or 3 million gold several times. Looking at my roster, we see I don't have any characters above level 65 and 2 teams at level 60 or higher. I'm only building characters when I need to. And as I'm about to unlock Dark Dimension 2, I feel like I need to get 5 characters to level 70, gear tier 13, so I can get started. However, I'm quickly approaching level 75, and that's when Blue ISO 8 unlocks, meaning I can participate in a higher level of raids. So I have to be mindful of what characters I take into Dark Dimension 2. Now, I'm hoping I have enough gear, and I should. I would hope so, considering how little characters I've built up so far. But I'm going to go ahead and choose 5 characters to invest in for Dark Dimension 2, and we're going to gear them up, and just as a curiosity, see how many materials it takes to do it. Now, one problem I'm already facing, even though I've only leveled a few characters, is purple ability materials and blue grade gear. They are such a massive bottleneck at the moment, so I have to choose 5 characters that I already have invested in, otherwise I just won't have enough resources. Alright, so the team I decided to go with is Rescue, Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes, Black Knight, Void Knight, and Nightcrawler. This gives me an even mix between tech, bio, mutant, skill, and mystic characters, with 3 raid characters and 2 arena characters. Well, 4 arena characters technically, as I use Nightcrawler, Void Knight, Black Knight, and Robbie in my arena team. Rescue is the odd one out, and the main reason I'm taking her into Dark Dimension 2 is that she's a raid character that I already have invested into, and she actually has a pretty good kit. But my most preferred choices would have been either Kang or Kestrel to fill in that tech spot. As it is, I'm not sure I would have had enough resources to level Kang or Kestrel all the way to level 70 gear tier 13. And I'm playing this game about as stingy as you can, which would not be fun for a lot of new players. So we can see that after building them all up to level 70 gear tier 13 from where they were, it cost me around 11 million gold and about 900 gold training mats, not to mention all the gear and ability materials. This is why I had to build characters that I already invested into. Which is fine, I'm just sure a lot of new players would rather build more characters. So, Scopely has some tough choices to make, and I'm interested to see what they come up with. And I'll definitely be doing a video when they make their decision. If you want to keep up to date with that and more, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified when I release new Marvel Strike Force content. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and share with your alliance. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.